Yes, Charleston White is correct. I'm a rapper, not a dealer. Be sure to catch my new show.
I wasn't going to address this because I'm not trying to let nobody trick me off the streets. But I never folded, never told, never will. Death before dishonor, always with me.
50 Cent just clowned Big Meech after reports claim Rick Ross scammed him out of a massive $120 million deal. Ross had promised Meech movie deals, big-time projects, and Hollywood money, but delivered nothing. Now the streets are saying Meech is looking broke while 50 turns his name into a running joke. Fans are going wild, even saying the only way this beef ends is if Meech steps into the ring and fights 50 himself. Imagine that showdown. But let's rewind to where this all started. After Big Meech left the streets behind, he thought he was on his way to a major comeback. And that's when Rick Ross swooped in with his big talk. Ross promised him the works, a $120 million film, a whole media empire, and a comeback story for the ages.
50, who own your masters? Who own your masters? I buy your masters. You better. I will buy your masters.
And he didn't whisper those promises either. He said them loud and proud for the world to hear. On paper, it looked like Meech was finally about to cash in on his legendary name. But behind the scenes, things weren't adding up. Ross didn't deliver a single project. Instead, it seems like he used Meech's name to flex on 50 Cent, his longtime rival, trying to make himself look like the real boss. While Ross was busy chasing clout with empty promises, it was actually 50 putting his money where his mouth was. He bankrolled the BMF series, paid for Lil Meech's acting lessons, and gave him the spotlight. Now the word on the street is that Big Meech is frustrated and broke, finally realizing Rick Ross only linked up with him to take shots at 50 Cent. That's cold. Instead of leveling up like he planned, Meech is out here looking like a pawn in someone else's power game. It's embarrassing. The man who once ran entire cities now caught in the middle of a clout war he never signed up for. But the fake promises, that was just the beginning. Things got way messier once Meech's own son got pulled into the chaos. When Lil Meech was spotted hanging out with Rick Ross at the club, right after those leaked texts came out where he supposedly said F Ross, fans were shocked. Like, how do you go from dissing the man one day to popping bottles with him the next? The video went viral in seconds. Ross and Lil Meech, side by side, whispering in each other's ears, flashing smiles, the club lights glowing red like a scene out of a movie. Everybody was talking about it, and it didn't take long for 50 Cent to jump in. And you know he couldn't resist clowning.
I see that Meech home concert got the streets talking. The biggest Meech home, the streets back, that's what I'm talking about. That's how real niggas come home and get it down.
He hopped online and dropped a joke straight from his Savage Troll playbook saying Ross told Lil Meech to give him his dad's address so he could send some wings over from Wingstop. Imagine that, 50 turning your family drama into a fast food punchline. But that Wingstop joke wasn't just shade. It was 50 Cent sending a clear message. He was basically saying Ross ain't feeding Big Meech opportunities, he's just throwing him scraps. And if that sounded harsh, wait till you hear what 50 dropped next, because this part had the internet spinning. Out of nowhere, 50 posted, then quickly deleted, a bombshell about Lil Meech. He claimed he personally had to send the kid to rehab. Yeah, you heard that right. According to 50, Lil Meech was showing up to set high, even throwing up during a weapons test, cause he was lit. Then, they found whippets in his truck, and 50 admitted he didn't even know what those were until he Googled it. He said the whole situation forced him to step in like a responsible big bro, trying to keep Lil Meech focused, while his own father was out there hyping up the same bad habits. It was wild, especially since Lil Meech had already made headlines for that airport arrest. Like, come on, how many warning signs do you need? After 50 put that story out there, fans started asking real questions. Did he actually save Lil Meech's career? Was he the one keeping the kid from completely spiraling? And if so, why was Meech turning his back on the man who gave him a chance just to chill with Ross? The confusion was real. Then, boom, another voice jumped into the mix and turned the fire into an explosion. Michael Rainey Jr., also known as Tariq from Power, went live and did not hold back. A fan asked him if he felt bad for Lil Meech, and instead of brushing it off, Michael went savage. He basically made it clear he had zero sympathy, and people went crazy over it. The clip went viral instantly, and guess who reposted it laughing? You already know, that 50 Cent himself. He doubled down, echoing Michael's words in his caption like it was a team effort. That moment sealed it. 50 was standing firm on his message, backing his power star, while making Lil Meech look like he'd fallen off hard. But here's the truth. This beef didn't start overnight. The tension between Big Meech and 50 Cent had been bubbling ever since that failed Welcome Back concert. When Meech came home, fans were expecting fireworks, red carpets, and history in the making. He was supposed to reclaim his throne, and he tried to make that happen with a massive concert packed with rap stars. But here's where it all went left. Instead of including 50, the man who turned his life story into a TV empire and made BMF a global name, Meech decided to team up with Rick Ross. Yep, the same Rick Ross who'd been feuding with 50 for years. The two started promoting the event like it was going to be the biggest night in hip-hop history.
Okay, you understand that?
Can I call my mom or somebody, please?
We'll do that after.
Okay.
All right, just turn around for me, be cooperative. Everything's video and audio surveillance. Plus, I'm on body cam. You understand that? Okay.
They hyped it up hard, but when the time came, the concert flopped. It never even happened. That's when everything exploded. For 50, that was the last straw, the ultimate betrayal. He went online accusing Meech of cutting deals with the feds and went full troll mode. Fans who once viewed Meech as a street legend started questioning everything they believed about him. Teaming up with Ross made it look like Meech had traded loyalty for clout, and 50, being the internet master that he is, turned that whole story into fact through constant posts, memes, and savage captions. What was supposed to be Meech's big comeback turned into the moment people stopped riding for him, and that's when Meech decided to strike back. Hard! He posted an old picture of himself with 50, but slapped a giant rat emoji over 50's face. That wasn't subtle at all. He was straight up calling 50 a snitch. Then he doubled down, calling him an internet gangster, basically saying 50 hides behind his phone and trolls for attention. That rat post lit the internet on fire. Fans went crazy. Comment sections flooded with people taking sides. Half calling Big Meech bold for standing up to 50, and the other half saying he just signed his own downfall. Because when you go at 50 Cent publicly, you better be ready for war. And 50, he didn't waste a single second clapping back. He fired off post after post, roasting Meech non-stop. One minute he's posting old BMF clips, the next he's dropping memes about snitches, loyalty, and who really built the empire. Every single post felt like a jab straight to Meech's pride. Then 50 took it a step further. He hinted that he had real paperwork to prove who was loyal and who wasn't. You could almost feel the tension building through every caption. Meanwhile, Rick Ross stayed quiet, which made things look even shadier. People started asking if Ross had set Meech up from the start, using his name to get attention while letting him take all the heat. And to make it worse, 50 kept reminding fans that he was the one who gave Lil Meech a platform when nobody else believed in him. The internet ate it up. But the real twist came when one of Meech's old associates jumped online saying Ross and Meech had business talks that never went anywhere because Ross was all talk, no money. That only made things uglier. Now folks are saying Meech got played by two bosses at once, one feeding him lies and the other feeding him humiliation. At this point, the line between business and beef had completely blurred. What started as a comeback story had turned into a full-blown circus, with 50 Cent, Rick Ross, and Big Meech all fighting for control of the same name, and the fans, they can't look away for a second. Then Rick Ross decided to pile on too. He couldn't resist clowning 50 Cent for getting mad about his link up with Big Meech. Fans saw it as a straight-up tag team move. Ross co-signing Meech just to poke the bear harder. In one clip, Ross flat out mocked 50 for being salty about Meech standing next to him, grinning like he knew he just hit a nerve. But here's the wild part. People started pointing out the irony. 50 Cent had actually given Lil Meech real opportunities, a legit acting career, money, and fame through the BMF show, while Ross only ever offered flashy photo ops and empty talk. Yet somehow, Meech seemed more eager to roll with Ross.
February 13th, the Big Meech home benefit concert. It's going to be iconic. Too many names to list, but let me salute some of the legends. Lil Baby, Boss Man D-Lo, 21 Savage, Sexy Red, Ricky Rose. Now, this the first time it's ever been done. Me performing BMF with the icon himself. This shit gonna be special.
Epic.
Get your tickets right now.
I'm back.
That move confused everyone, and it sparked the next major rumor that Big Meech wanted to fight 50 for real. After that rat post and Ross's non-stop trolling, social media exploded. Suddenly, everyone was talking about a possible boxing match between 50 and Meech. Some fans hyped it up like the ultimate showdown, while others said it was sad. A legend like Meech getting dragged into celebrity boxing just for a little validation. But then things got even wilder because Meech himself added fuel to the fire. When asked if he'd ever swing back at 50, he hinted that he'd lace up gloves if it came down to it. Even though it sounded half joking, the internet ran with it. The story spread like wildfire across blogs, headlines, and fan pages. And just when the boxing talk hit its peak, Wack 100 jumped in with a twist that flipped the whole situation upside down. According to Wack, this beef wasn't just about loyalty or Ross, it was about secrets. He claimed that Meech's own confidant, Tammy Cowan, once told 50 that Meech had actually worked with federal authorities in other street cases. In other words, Wack 100 was hinting that Big Meech might not have been as loyal to the streets as everyone always believed. That's where 50's whole snitch narrative suddenly started to make sense. Wack basically implied that the legend everyone praised for being solid might have had cracks in his story. And that's exactly what 50 had been alluding to in his posts. But Wack didn't stop there. Not even close. He went deeper, saying Tammy Cowan, someone who had been super close to Meech for years, might have had her own reasons for turning on him. According to Wack, Tammy could have felt betrayed, either because Meech left her hanging after he got locked up, or because she was tired of him trying to take back his life rights, the same ones he had already negotiated with 50 for the BMF series. If that's true, then Meech was in a serious corner, because it would mean someone from his inner circle was the one secretly feeding 50 all that inside info. Wack even said it like he'd seen the proof himself, telling folks to think real hard about who benefits when secrets leak. That line alone had everyone online buzzing. But whether Wack was spilling cold truth or just stirring the pot for attention, one thing was clear. It gave 50 even more ammo to keep clowning. Fans jumped right back into the comments, keeping the chaos alive. Then came one of the wildest moments yet. Big Meech stepped out rocking Kanye West's graduation jacket. At first, it looked like just another flex fit, but people instantly caught the symbolism. And the internet erupted. That jacket wasn't just a fashion flex, it was symbolic. The one Big Meech wore was from Kanye West's graduation era, the same album that outsold 50 Cent back in their legendary 2007 sales battle. Fans instantly caught on. Some laughed, saying it was just a coincidence, but others swore Meech did it on purpose, like he was throwing shade at 50 in the most subtle way possible, reminding him of one of his biggest L's ever. But what really got people talking was what didn't happen. Normally, 50 would have been the first to roast the outfit, maybe drop a meme, post a side-by-side, or clown the fit for days. But this time, silence. Not a single word. And that's what made everyone suspicious. People started saying 50 was holding back on purpose, that he was loading up for something bigger. Because let's be real, when 50 skips a roast, it usually means he's planning a heavier hit. By now, it's clear this isn't just social media trolling. 50 has made Big Meech his obsession. Most beefs fade out after a few weeks, but not this one. Every move Meech makes, every post, every picture. 50's fans jump in ready for the next round. Some people say it's all about betrayal, that 50 feels played after putting Lil Meech on, only to watch him cozy up to Rick Ross. Others think it's about power, because 50 doesn't just want to win, he wants to dominate. And letting Meech slide, that would make him look weak, and 50 never plays weak. If this ever moves from Instagram drama to an actual boxing ring, it won't just be entertainment anymore, it'll be war. One man's fighting to protect his legacy, and the other's trying to destroy it just for laughs. And at this point, it's looking less like a rumor, and more like the next move waiting to happen. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Do you think 50 will finally take it to the ring? Or is he saving his next move for something even bigger? Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit that bell. And I'll see you in the next one.